Hi everyone, Tina is here and welcome to my channel. Today's topic is focusing on the respiratory system. As I'm sure you can guess, the respiratory system that is comprised of many organs that work together to carry out the process of breathing. While the breathing is a task that we forget about unless we just run the marathon. It is absolutely essential for our survival. Let's dive into the respiratory system to understand just how important these structures are and learn about how they work. Let's first take a look at the structure of the respiratory system. Air moves into our lungs from a tube connected to our mouth and nose called the trachea. This tube is for air and only air. If you ever get liquid into your trachea, you usually spend the next minute so coughing, very hard to get it out. Food and liquid go down the esophagus and breathe air moves through the trachea. The end of the trachea split into two smaller tubes that move air to the right and left lung. These tubes are called the right and left bronchi. After that, each bronchus split into smaller tubes called the bronchioles. These continue to split till they are small enough to attach to alveoli, which are these little circle structures that sit at the end of the bronchioles. In addition to the structures, there are two very important muscles. They help the system function. The muscles are the intercostal muscles located between the rib and the diaphragm located underneath the lungs. These two muscles, along with a few others, help the lungs expand and contract to enable breathing. Next, we will introduce how gas exchange works. One of the main functions of the respiratory system is to support ventilation between the body and the outside air. The concentration of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the air are different than the concentrations within the body. Because of this concentration gradient, we are able to exchange these gases between our lungs and the outside air that we take in. Let's look at this image. The outside air that we breathe in has a high amount of oxygen and a low amount of carbon dioxide. When we send blood to our lungs through the pulmonary artery, there was a low concentration of oxygen and a higher concentration of carbon dioxide in the blood compared to the outside air. When air enters the alveoli, the surrounding capillary allows for this to be exchanged. As always, molecules naturally move from a high concentration to a low concentration without energy. Due to these differences, oxygen will move into the capillary and carbon dioxide will exit the capillary and move into the outside air. No energy required. This reoxygenate of blood leaves the lungs through the pulmonary veins, which bring it back to the left atrium. Now, what's next? Let's talk about the air movement. We know that inspiration or breathing in means that air moves into our lungs. But how does this actually happen? The basic idea behind the air movement in the respiratory system involves a gradient. Unlike the normal gradients we see within cells, this gradient is based on air pressure and volume. Let's review that molecules, including gases, naturally move from high to low concentration, or in this case, high to low pressure. Let's do a little experiment. Will I be able to breathe if I don't change the volume of my lungs while sitting at rest without my airway open? The answer, no. Without any movement, the air pressure inside of my lungs is equal to the air pressure in the atmosphere. This means that the air is not actively moving at a pace to continuously supply my blood with oxygen. If I were to stay like this, it would not be very good. In order to bring air into my lungs, I have to decrease the inside pressure compared to the atmosphere. I do this by flexing two muscles, the external intercostal muscles and the diaphragm. Doing this rapidly increases the volume in my lungs, which lowers the pressure. Once I create this pressure difference, air will naturally move from a high pressure to a low pressure, meaning air will move into the lungs. This process is called inspiration or inhalation. With all of the air now inside of our lungs, we can then decrease the volume of our lungs by flexing our abdominal muscles and internal intercostal muscles, which gradually increase the pressure. At this point, the pressure inside our lungs becomes greater than the pressure in the atmosphere, meaning air will move out. This process is called expiration or exhalation. Note that there are 4 main muscles that work together to manage breathing, 2 for inhalation and 2 others for exhalation. The body needs 2 sets of muscles because muscles can only pull in one direction. Muscles that work opposite of one another, like this, are called antagonistic muscles. Okay, let's take an activity now. You can do this by yourself, or if you work with a group, that will be better. You can list the names of organs that air moves through in the respiratory system from start to finish. And then please describe the antagonistic nature of the muscles used for breathing. Next, we will focus on alveoli. When we inhale air, it fills up the circular structures in our lungs called alveoli. Our alveoli are specially designed to support a gas exchange, and they are surrounded by capillaries to be taken in O2 and the CO2 to be removed. Alveoli are made up of 2 different types of cells called the type 1 and type 2 pneumocytes. Type 1 pneumocytes are long and thin, applied a surface between the outside air and the capillaries for both oxygen and carbon dioxide to be exchangers. Type 2 pneumocytes are short and round. These cells secrete surfactant into the water that line the inside of the alveoli. Surfactant is used to equal a lot of pressure of each alveolus, even if they are different sizes. A greater amount of surfactant will be secreted in smaller alveoli compared to larger alveoli, which greatly decreases the surface tension of the water lining the pneumocytes. This ensures that each alveolus inflate equally by giving different sizes the same pressure without the surfactant. The smaller alveoli would collapse due to pressure differences, which would result in less total oxygen intake. Now, let's look at the whole picture of lungs. If we are talking about lungs, we have to talk about lung cancer. Lung cancer describes uncontrolled growth of lung cells and is due to many factors. At this point, we should all be aware of the fact that smoking cigarettes gradually increases your risk of lung cancer. But that is not the only cause. Other causes include disease, family genetic history, aging, exposure to radiation, pollution, asbestosis, and secondhand smoke. Having the tumor growing in your lung can lead to many complications. Most critically, that can impact the normal function of lung tissues, reducing oxygen intake to the body. Additionally, if the cancer metastasizes, it can spread into other organs and cause other problems in different body systems. Another common lung condition is emphysema. Emphysema patients who suffer from this condition have damaged their alveolar cells, which leads to the development of larger holes in the lungs where the healthy cells used to be. This gradually lowers the amount of surface area available for gas exchange, which can lead to shortness of breath and gradually increases susceptibility to chest infections. The major cause of emphysema is smoking. Now it's our activity time again. You can pause my video and work with your group or yourself. What you can do is that first, please draw a healthy lung on the left side of your paper and a cancerous lung with emphysema on the right side of your paper. Describe and label all structures. Second, please describe the importance of pulmonary surfactant. At the end, let's make the summary. Please do this by yourself or with your partners to complete the step I show in the video. Well, thank you for watching. Hey there! Future scientists and eco-explorers, welcome to my Life Science PBL workshop. I will be your science teacher with a biology PhD background. My name is Tian Li. English name is Tini, so it's quite similar with Chinese name. You can call me Miss Li or Miss Tini, whichever you like. So are you ready for this incredible adventure summer camp? I think the answer is yes. But if you think you are not ready yet, don't feel upset about that. Miss Lee will be here to support you. We will dive into the fascinating nature world in macro and micro wheel together. We also will discover how we as human beings, what I mean human beings are not just one type of living things. What I mean human beings are both have wisdom and empathy together as global citizens. How we can help all kinds of plants and animals live together in harmony. So over the next 8 days, we are going to explore, create, and learn about ecosystems in the coolest way possible. I do know you want to know what's our plan, right? Basically, at day 3, I will give you a general introduction to habitat and ecosystem. We'll kick things off by understanding what habitats and ecosystems are. Maybe I will have a very short nature work and help you think about what makes a healthy home for plants and animals. You will get to create your very own mini terrarium, and you can keep doing this during the whole workshop. Next day, we will take a closer look at plants and why they are so important. We will go on a longer nature walk, observe different plants, and you even can make a special spray. Sounds good? So when the plants get water, how they can take the water? They don't have the mouth like us, right? Yep, you're right. So they can use their, the roots to absorb the water from the soil. But do you know soil is full of secrets? So at day 5, we will learn about how different types of soil and why they matter. You will get to collect the soil samples and see what makes each type unique. At day 6, let's get to planting. You will explore different seeds and learn how they grow. In the first several days, we are focused on the plants. So at day 8, it's time to meet the animals. So we will explore how different creatures live together and depend on each other. We'll also learn about food chains and why every animal is important. After that, here comes the grand finale. During day 9 and to 11, it's our ecosystem project. You will use everything you learn to create a mini ecosystem with your group. You will plan, build, and present your ecosystem, showing off your amazing teamwork and creativity. Well, that's all about our life science workshop, but I'm sure it will go much beyond what I'm sharing with you here. As a PBL workshop, we will do teamwork together, we will explore nature and learn about the sustainability. However, what more important is you need to be creative and hands-on and be the moment to enjoy the whole learning process to discover how we can take care of our planet and make it a better place for all the living things. Is that exciting? Pack your curiosity and enthusiasm and let's get it started. Bye-bye.